Well, hello all. My name is Randy Krebs. I'm an executive gold director from Salt Lake City, Utah. I have the honor of doing the training for tonight's webinar. And what I want to focus on is basically 10 strategies to supercharge your USANA business. Now, we're all, our story, Viola and I, we have had our successful USANA business for 10 years, over 10 years now. And it's been a journey. And there's always things that we're doing not only to improve ourselves, but to ensure that what we provide to our teams also provides the value to help them drive their or create their and grow their businesses to greater heights. So I want to cover 10 strategies that I picked up from Eric Worre, one of his talks on supercharging your business. But we'll start out, what makes that person successful? Is it something, were they born successful? No, not really. You're not going to be born successful. Were they giving a success pill at an early age? Yeah, maybe they were on USANA and Biomega Junior, but that's still not going to determine their success, but it's going to help, definitely help with their growth and development. Is it your upline's responsibility to make you successful? No. No, there are a lot of leaders in this industry that don't have the uplines that figure it out. If you do have an upline, and again, this is where we're all very thankful for having an upline leader such as our son Jared Krebs. He is giving us the tools and directions, but he is not making us successful. Is it the downline? Nope. Downline will not make you successful. So whose responsibility is it then to make you successful? Again, it's you. We're all given the same training. We're all given the same guidance. And you are the common denominator of your success. And what I want to provide here today or tonight in the webinar is those 10 steps that will, 10 strategies to supercharge you towards that success. And the first one I want to talk about is personal growth. We all started as the seed planted in the ground. And we're excited. I think everyone, I call it that 90-day window. You're all excited. You just enjoy the notoriety of being a brand new USANA associate. But then you soon realize that it's going to take some growth to develop yourself into that tree or into that successful person. And you're going to be doing that by being a lifelong learner. We've been with our business over 10 years, and every day we're reading at least 15 to 30 minutes of personal growth to help with our mindset. We're also working on our beliefs. When you first started, someone may have asked you, what are your 4 beliefs? Not only in the industry, not only in the company, the network marketing, but in yourself. You're always working to raise the beliefs to solid 10s on all of that, because your beliefs definitely will set your behavior, and your behavior will give you your results. Posture. Oh my gosh. We're new, and you start out new and talking with people, and you can see just the growth that a lot of people get with their posture on how they talk to people. Are you looking them in the eye? Are you standing tall? Are you, is your voice strong? Are you maintaining a great posture while you're discussing USANA with your client or potential prospect? And watch the leaders. I mean, those leaders, they're amazing. I watched Jared with his posture, and when you see Jared talking with people, not only is there great posture, there's friendliness, and he's grown into that. We all have grown into that. So it takes some time, takes some watching those that are experts, and just most of all, doing it. Your posture will grow just by doing it over and over and learning. There's always something that you can learn through books. We have recommended reading from the Fast Track manual. Ask other leaders what they read for personal growth. Whenever I'm in a group of diamonds or major leaders in USANA, I'll always ask that question. What do you read? What's your favorite book that's helped you with your business? And you get some different answers from the different leaders. Watch videos of the great leaders. This is again something that you're going to watch over and over and over. You're going to listen how they talk. You're going to watch their posture, how they carry themselves during their discussion. Watching the videos of the great leaders like John Maxwell, Jared, Jordan Kemper. You just watch them, see what they do, observe what they do, and learn from what they are doing, because they are all very successful. Also, attending events. You want to make sure that you're attending all events that you can get to, especially the major events, and I'll talk about that a little bit later on. Local events. If there's not local events, start providing them in your area. Who do you hang out with? Your personal growth is determined definitely who you hang out with. You're going to pretty well be the same as the 5 people that you hang out with. And if not you, notice someone else that you know. How do they grow? How do they learn? Basically, with whom they hang out with. If you want to be successful, hang out with a lot of successful people. Budget. Oh my gosh, have a personal growth for budget. Create that personal budget. What are you willing to invest in yourself? This reminds me of Danny Johnson. We talked about, or Barbara talked about Danny Johnson. Here is a lady that always said, if you ever want to get a 100% return on the money of your investment, invest in personal growth. And she's totally correct. It's 100% or more. We've spent quite a bit on personal growth, and yes, it definitely gives you a return on investment. Network marketing skills. Continue to develop those network marketing skills. The top earners focus on ensuring themselves and their organizations are trained in the 7 fundamental skills of network marketing, right out of the GoPro book. Finding prospects, number 1. Inviting, presenting, follow-up, closing, duplication, promoting events. Again, these 7 are all outlined in the Fast Track manual that the Team DSI has put together. They're also outlined in detail in the GoPro book. So again, if you look at that, rate yourself basically on those 7. How are you at finding prospects, inviting, presenting, following up, closing, duplicating, promoting events? How do you rate yourself on those from a scale of 1 to 10? And then think on who's on your team. How are they doing with those 7 skills? So once you know those numbers, focus on what it takes to bring your numbers up to 10, and then focus on helping your team get their numbers up, because you will succeed as a team. Product use. Number 3 strategy is product use. Be passionate. Be a passionate ambassador of your USANA products. Use in public whenever possible, and then have stories. Yeah, this reminds me back in my aerospace days. We've been in for quite a while, but I had a blender that I kept in my office, and every once or twice a day, I would be making a shake with my noisy blender with ice, and people would say, "What are you drinking?" "Well, I want to try some." Yeah, got a lot of preferred customers just on being a passionate ambassador of the products, or you're talking with people and they have joint pains, stories. Use the stories. So use the products in public whenever possible. And then always have the stories available. And the stories that you can find definitely on Hybrid Solution. Time management. Wow, another key to strategy that you need for supercharging yourself. Treat your USANA business like a job. I can't emphasize that anymore. I mean, people start a USANA business and just think that it's going to grow on its own, maybe only spend very minimal time to do it. What they soon realize is sometimes it's going to take a few more hours each day to get the business to where you want it to be. What if you worked your business 8 hours a day like you do your job? Imagine the results that would come out of that. Basically treat your USANA business like a job until it pays you like a business. That's the residual income. It definitely turns exponential. And then set your hours that you're going to be working on your weekly basis. And again, be realistic with that. Fill out your weekly action plan with those realistic hours, and then stick to them. If Mondays are pretty well set for the webinar, that's not going to be the time that you're building your business. But you may have time after or before. Make sure that that's part of your WAP and stick to those times. Most importantly, protect your time. Top leaders fiercely protect their time. And that definitely reminds me of Viola. She has said over and over, I cannot get my time back. I know that my time is my most precious resource. And she definitely fiercely protects her time. And you're going to get bombarded with a lot of requests and a lot of things going on. Figure out what you can and can't do and say no. I'm definitely a person that has a hard time saying no, but I also know that I cannot do it all. So there will be times I say it no, protect our time, and definitely stick to the time management as outlined in the WAP. Be consistent. Consistency is the key to anything successful. If you're consistent with your business on the hours that you put in, you're consistently building, you will definitely get there. And we're doing that through our consistent use of our daily method of operation. We have those 4 steps of visualization, using the products, and then definitely putting 2 new people on the list and contacting them every day. It's have a consistent plan, have a consistent action, and consistently review how well you're doing. That, I think, is very key. It's always great to have the plan and action, but the review of what you've done for that week is going to kind of give you a direction of, do I need to make slight tweaks to what I'm doing to ensure that I'm doing the consistency, but also getting the action that I want to have, and stick to it. Just continue to follow your DMO, and day after day, some of the best leaders even have daily or weekly methods of operations, annual. Eric Worre talked about some having annual methods of operations. So for us right now, we're pretty well sticking to a daily. Basically plan out your day, whether it's the personal development, use of the products, sharing the products, or adding other people to your list. Next is duplication. Top earners simplify and create duplicatable tools and systems. And also the top earners fight complexity. Now, you've seen our growth of our fast track manual, and I want to, say that as a team, the four of us have done an amazing job putting together a fast track manual that is simple, duplicatable, not complex at all. It has what you need to supercharge yourself and your business. So again, make sure that your team also carries this duplication forward to those that they enroll into the business. So duplication all the way down is definitely key for everyone's success. Events, number 7. Meetings, events make money. There's no doubt about it. USANA meetings and events make money. The international convention is the most important event that you'll hear Jared talk about in every webinar that he covers. The USANA International Convention is the most important event to attend for your business, and all roads lead to the annual convention, definitely. And all leaders definitely go from event to event to event to event. We're look at our calendar that we put forward every year. We're going to the Big Four. They're already planned in, and we'll attend the major events at corporate. We'll attend major events throughout the U.S. And you want a secret on how to make more money with USANA? I'll tell you that secret. Get your teams to events. Now, my story on that is this last year's international convention, we had 19 of our team, Viola's and our team, at the international convention. And because of that, our check was the biggest check we have ever received in USANA. Just based on that, everyone's there, they're excited, they're learning, they're buying at the store, and they carry that excitement forward. So, that secret on how to make more money, promote, and get your teams to the events. Communication strategies. I mean, we have so many communication strategies nowadays that, email, social media, if it's used for good communication. Don't use social media just to stay on Facebook for hours and hours and hours just to find out what the neighbor had for dinner. Not the real reason to help supercharge yourself. We got phone calls, text, 3-way calls, webinars, all outlined in the fast track manual. And again, these webinars, they're recorded. So here's another strategy is you can get on the Facebook sites, the Team DSI Facebook site, and all these webinars are recorded. You can go back and catch up on the trainings. The organizations that are the most connected, like what we're doing through all of these webinars, wins. Keep yourself, your teams in constant communication, whether it's promotion, talking about the next events, helping them with their business. Always continue to keep that communication channel with your team, upline or downline. I think Jared and Viola and I, we talk every day, probably almost every day. Maybe our day of rest, no, but we're always in constant communication. Map your year. Map out your dream year. Map out your USANA dream year. Get that calendar. Figure out for what the events calendars are, and then plan out the next year or 18 months of the major events. If you look at our calendar that's in our house, we have the suite retreats on the calendar, we have the national, we have the Las Vegas, national in Las Vegas, international convention in Salt Lake City, and the GoPro. That's already set. Those times are in our calendar, and we're planning on going. And Now, some leaders even go out 18 months if they can. So yeah, we're looking at the Sweet Retreat 2017. It's already on the calendar. Get that events calendar and then plan it for yourself, and then get your team registered for the events. And how do we do that? Promote. Just don't send them an email. Give them a call. Let them know that this event's coming up, and help them see the vision of getting registered for those major events. Hold contests. If you have any contests or anything going on in your area, get your team also registered for those contests, and invite clients as well to any contests or events that are going on in your area. Campaigns. And Jared is an expert at this. I definitely tip my hat to him as far as, looking at what the top leaders do to create and promote campaigns in their organization. If you think about it, we're right now in the middle of the WAP and Win. Jared has said this is what we need to do to help, not only help our teams, but to help promote Las Vegas and make the incentive that, if you are in the top of this particular campaign and you go to Las Vegas, it doubles, the prize doubles. So you can have product campaigns, you can hold recruiting campaigns, home meeting campaigns. How many of your team? Now this is something, Jared is good at holding, but now you as a leader, and there's a lot of you on this call that have teams, go ahead and hold these different campaigns with your own team and see how it goes. Even from the health and freedom campaigns or Sansei campaigns. Hold them and watch your business grow as well. So again, we are all leaders of teams. You may be brand new into the business and just getting started and have a few clients in your business already, but you are still a leader of that client. It's your responsibility to help that client and or associate grow their business as well. And we continue to provide, we as the team DSI continue to provide the simplified systems, tools, hold these webinars, the Facebook pages. But there's one thing that you as a leader must work on. And what do you think? And as a leader, what you need to work on is the easiest and at the same time the hardest thing you must continue to work on and develop, and that is yourself. Sometimes it's real easy as a leader to go into management mode. It's real easy as a leader to coast and say, oh, I don't really need to do anything today. But you got to remember, if that's sometimes your attitude where I can just sit back and not do anything or, do very little, there's people watching you, and that people is your team. Your team will do or seem to do whatever you do. So again, take all these 10 steps and make sure that if you need to, watch this recording again to get all 10 steps. Jot down the highlights that you need to work on yourself, and then continue to develop those that are part of your team as well. So again, I'd like to thank you for attending the training portion of tonight's webinar, and look forward to having and seeing you all at any of the next events that USANA is holding throughout the country. Have a good night.